right, good evening, everyone. I would like to call the Tuesday, May 26th, 2026 Blue Springs Planning Commission meeting to order. Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Tracy, can I get a roll call, please?
Of course. Ingersoll?
Present.
Humphrey?
Present.
Stokenberry?
Present.
Ritchell? Sanderson? Irie? Graham?
Present.
Howe?
Here.
Chairperson Henning.
Here. Before we get started, I'd like to welcome our newest member, Jennifer Irie, to the Planning Commission. Glad to have you on board. Welcome. At this time, I would entertain a motion for the consent agenda for the approval of the April 13th, 2026 meeting minutes.
So moved.
I have a motion.
Second.
And I think I heard a second at the same time. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that motion carries. Moving on, I will open the public hearing for agenda items number 4 and 5, rezoning RZ 02269822 and planned development concept plan PDC 02269823 for iconic Blue Springs, with item number 8, the preliminary plat, being presented in concurrence. At this time, I'll ask for exhibits from our
You mean 9?
number 9.
Yeah, it's number 9.
Oh, yes. Correction, number 9, and our exhibits from
Chair.
Ms. Fry. No?
The
I
exhibits
don't
are-
see Jennifer.
Exhibits will, will be
Okay,
from Nick.
great.
Chair, we would like to enter into the record exhibits 1 through 7, the staff reports with attachment, the affidavit of publication in the Examiner on May 9th, 185-foot notification map, property owners within 185 feet of the site, copy of letter sent to property owners, Title VI, Land Use Section, Blue Springs Code of Ordinances by reference, and 2014 Comprehensive Plan by reference.
All right, thank you for that. This public hearing is open, and I will ask for staff's presentation from Ms. Fry.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. Before you this evening is a request for the property located east of the intersection of Adams Dairy Parkway and Northeast Napoleon Drive. The applicant is requesting the 3 related approvals. First is a rezoning from agricultural and residential estate to a mixed-use plan development. The second approval, it would be the plan development concept plan, and then the third approval of a preliminary plat. Together, these applications would allow for the development of a mixed-use project on approximately 23.02 acres. The proposed development includes a 252-unit apartment community within 4 apartment buildings with a central clubhouse and amenity areas, and 4 future retail lots along the Adams Dairy Parkway frontage. The subject property is designated as a distinct destination on the city's 2014 comprehensive plan, the future land use policy map. This designation is intended for the larger scale or regionally significant areas that may include a mix of retail, service, entertainment, office, civic, institutional, or light industrial uses. The property is also located within the C2 area specific plan that was adopted in 2017, which identifies the site as appropriate for small-scale multifamily development. That designation is intended to support multifamily residential development that is compatible in scale and design with surrounding uses, while also supporting walkable mixed-use environments when integrated with complementary retail or service uses. The proposed development includes both multifamily residential and commercial components. While the residential scale is greater than what is typically anticipated under the small-scale multifamily designation, the overall proposal is consistent with the broader intent of the distinct destination designation by creating a coordinated mixed-use development along a major corridor. The proposed mixed-use plan development zoning district provides the flexibility to integrate residential and commercial uses while allowing the city to evaluate the overall site layout, access, architecture, and open space, and then the development standards as part of the plan development process. Based on staff review, the rezoning request is consistent with the applicable review criteria and with the intent of adopted city policies. Staff recommends approval of rezoning this request. The plan development concept plan includes a multifamily residential component consisting of 4 apartment buildings, a clubhouse, amenity areas, garages, internal sidewalks, and associated parking areas. As you see here, this is the overall site plan. Here are some of the renderings of that site plan. The apartment buildings are proposed with a contemporary architectural design using a mix of stone veneer, fiber cement panels, siding, and contrasting exterior colors. The buildings include varied roof lines, recessed entries, balconies, and changes in building planes to provide architectural interest and reduce the appearance of a building mass. The detached garages are also designed to complement the primary buildings through the use of consistent materials and colors. The commercial portion of the development includes 4 retail lots fronting Adams Dairy Parkway. These buildings are anticipated to range from approximately 1,000 square feet to 10,000 square feet and are intended to support the neighborhood scale commercial uses that complement the residential portion of the development. Development is proposed to have 3 access points along Adams Dairy Parkway. The primary full access point would be located at Adams Dairy Parkway and Napoleon Drive, and this would be signalized. A southern right-in, right-out access would serve primary as a fire access, and a northern left-in access is proposed with immediate modifications to support turning movements. The project also includes pedestrian improvements, including connections to the existing sidewalk network along Adams Dairy Parkway and internal sidewalks throughout the development. Sidewalks will range from 5 to 8 feet in width and will be required to meet the ADA standards. Traffic improvements include a southbound left turn lane at the northern access, a northern right turn lane at Adams Dairy Parkway, Napoleon Drive, and an installation of a new signal pole on the west side of the intersection. Stormwater improvements will be reviewed through the final engineering process. A final stormwater management plan prepared by a Missouri licensed engineer will be required and must comply with the applicable APWA and MARC BMP standards. Sanitary sewer is available across Adams Dairy Parkway, and the developer will be responsible for extending the necessary infrastructure within the site. The applicant also submitted a conceptual landscape plan. Final landscaping, including the required plant units, will be reviewed under the final PD plan. The required open space for this development is approximately 5.76 acres, and the applicant is proposing approximately 6.27 acres of open space, which exceeds the minimum requirement. Development is proposed as a 5-phase project, with construction anticipated to begin in fall of 2026. Staff recommendations includes conditions of approval addressing development standards, access to design, ADA connections, stream buffer protection, fire access, stormwater, traffic improvements, public infrastructure, street lighting, land disturbance permitting, fire protection, building design, parking lot landscaping, and the required off-site BMP and detention easement. Several modifications to the standard requirements will also include as part of the plan development concept plan. These include modified setbacks, frontage type, drive-through stacking requirements, buffer requirements between the commercial and residential lots, garage setback, architectural design allowances, and approved building materials. These modifications are being reviewed as part of the plan development process and would apply only as specifically approved through this application. Based on the analysis provided in the staff report, staff finds that the request is consistent with the applicable review criteria and supports the planned development of the site as a coordinated mixed-use project. Staff recommends approval of the rezoning, the plan development concept plan, and preliminary plat, subject to the conditions listed in the staff report. And this concludes my presentation, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for staff before we hear from the applicant?
Chair,
Yes.
if I could just get clarification. So looking at the diagram, on the left-hand side on Adams Dairy, that's where the signal light would be, and the intersection on the right is a left-hand turn if you're going southbound on Adams Dairy?
Yes, so the signal would be right where this mouse is.
Okay.
And then the right in, right out is over, this is, the
That one, yeah.
landscape plan's not a good one to look at. Here's the right in, right out
Okay.
for the fire access. And then here is the other access on the northern side.
And there's no signal on the northern side?
No,
Okay. And the intersection with the signal, if you go across Adams Dairy, there's a gas station in the
Yes.
southwestern. Thank
That
you
is
very much.
correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, can you clarify the modifications of setbacks and what those apply to? It was talking about certain lots and.
yes, so with the PD, there's a lot allowed modifications. So for lot 2, which I'd have to pull up the preliminary plat here. Here we go. So lot 2 is a commercial pad site here. Would be the rear yard setback. So the rear setback of this would no longer be the required 20, that it would be down to 10 feet. And then lot 5, which is also this commercial, is going to be reduced from the required 20 feet to a 5 feet with the buffering. And then
That's the only two.
I was going to say that's the only one I see as far as the setbacks.
There was a comment in the packet referring to like garages in the rear down the side.
Oh, I would have to get back to you on that, but I don't have the full staff report. Do you know?
Chair, if I
what
may follow up a question.
Yes.
On lot 2, do I see very limited space for parking, like maybe 4 plus a ADA? It's very small, right, the parking itself, is that? a correct
I
assessment?
would leave that for the applicant to
Okay.
answer, and they are here for a presentation
Thank you.
also.
I'm trying to find the right page that has the conditions on it. Can you steer me? And I'm just scrolling.
The conditions on this would be in the staff report section, which is going to be,
Yeah. It should be the one above that.
Okay.
There you
Oh,
go.
there we go.
gonna be, looks like page 32. There's a lot of different conditions. Here, hold on.
I have some questions, but I'll just defer. I'll hold my questions until, because many of them will probably be answered with the applicant.
Yeah, so page 32 has
Thank you
the
very
starting point for those.
Any other questions for staff before we hear from the applicant? And we'll have more time afterwards as well. Okay, thank you, Ms. Fry. Is the applicant here? Would like to speak about the project? Welcome. Name and address, please.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Matt Tapp with Griffin Riley Property Group, 21 Southeast 29th Terrace, Lee Summit, Missouri, 64082. We are here to present the iconic Blue Springs mixed-use project in support of the PD/MU rezoning, the planned development concept plan, and preliminary plat, as outlined in the staff report. This request is about implementing an adoptive vision for the Adams Dairy corridor in an orderly, comprehensive way, rather than waiting for piecemeal development. Next slide. Griffin Riley is a full-service development firm focused on long-term ownership. We're not building to sell. We're building to hold and operate quality projects that integrate into the community. Collectively, our team has over 75 years of experience and more than 2.7 million square feet of development across different asset classes. Our goal with this project is to create high-quality, mixed-use destination that aligns with where Blue Springs is heading along this prime corridor. We wanted to show you our inspiration from other projects, and if you have traveled down 50 Highway in Lee Summit near the Blackwell Newer interchange on the northeastern quadrant, we have our Blackwell collection. There are 4 different components. I'm highlighting 2 that have influence on what we're proposing today. In the front, in the red outlined area, is our Shops at Blackwell, and that is a planned multi-tenant retail commercial center similar to what we're proposing on the frontage retail lots. And then we have a 268 unit luxury apartment complex called Residences at Blackwell. Under construction, we welcomed our first residents a few months ago, and it's leasing up and absorbing rather nicely in Lee Summit market area. Next slide. And here's a smaller neighborhood retail project that demonstrates our approach to long-term tenancy and leasing. Also in the 50 Highway corridor, this is at the Todd George / Ransom interchange of 50 in the southwestern portion, west of the interchange. It was fully leased until we found another space for Northcraft flooring, and so we have available space. If you know anybody, please point them in our direction, and we'd love to have them at Oak Tree Commons. Next slide. Before we're getting into the details, I wanted to frame what this project delivers for Blue Springs. It creates a true destination rather than incremental strip retail. It introduces high-quality housing in the right location and establishes a walkable environment with retail and gathering spaces. Next slide. We've assembled an experienced local team, including civil, traffic, and architectural professionals, which are in the audience to answer any technical questions, with extensive experience working with municipalities like Blue Springs. Next slide. In terms of the site, I am a visual learner, and so I know there's some questions about, where is this, which I totally get. So if you go down Adams Dairy Parkway, just beyond R.D. Mize Road and Adams Dairy Landing Shopping Center, at the existing signal at Northeast Napoleon Drive, which is the next signal after R.D. Mize, is the site on the eastern side. And so to confuse even further, on most of our conceptual plans, north is turned to the right, so north is right, south is left, west is left or up, and east is down. Next slide. So to confuse you further, we turned the map now. North is to the right. So the requested rezoning. The requested zoning simply allows us to design the site as a coordinated mixed-use development, which is exactly what the corridor is intended for. The residential and commercial components are both consistent with corridor expectations and staff recommendations. Looking long-term, the vision of Blue Springs, at least for now, as I know the city is working on a great comp plan update, which we're really excited to see that. But in terms of the current in-place comprehensive plan, this project directly advances that comprehensive plan, particularly the goals of creating distinct destinations, expanding housing diversity, and supporting walkable environments. I always like to relate our projects back and check off those boxes that you guys called out for with the themes and the vision and the guidance brought on by the comp plan. The comp plan is so important. That is why we try to point back to it. Next slide. We held a Good Neighbor meeting April 22nd at Adams Point Golf Course. We did not receive any questions. Well, we had some questions. There was the gas station C-store owner across the street had some questions, but no concerns and opposition were expressed at that time. Next slide. Now, to get in the details of the site plan, the project is designed around a live, work, play concept. Along Adams Dairy, we position retail and restaurant uses for visibility and access along the major corridor. Behind that, our luxury apartment community provides a built-in customer base both for our project and for the community as a whole, and supports long-term viability. As indicated by staff, stormwater is consolidated towards the eastern or bottom portion, where we truly, if you see our Residences at Blackwell project, we activate our stormwater feature, put a fountain in it, have a trail near it. We really try and activate that space to be a true amenity for both our residents and guests, as well as, in this particular instance, making an amenity for the golf course as well. That is that kind of turquoise-y color aligning with the text color as well to show you that stormwater BMP easement that has been referenced by staff and in staff report. Next slide. In terms of phasing, it is a 5-phase per se because we have 5 lots, but in reality, it's a primary 2-phase approach where we really want to kickstart this very exciting mixed-use project by establishing that built-in demand for those exciting entertainment and other restaurant users we're trying to attract to Blue Springs that you currently don't have. In order to do that, as you go across the entire metropolitan area, streets of West Pryor, Lenexa, Shawnee, Overland Park, you'll notice that there's typically very dense rooftops near where these users want to go, and there's great reason for that. As you drive around our luxury apartments, you will be seeing some very nice cars as we expect to push that luxury level to Blue Springs. In doing so, we follow the infrastructure that's already there by delivering a phased approach. We avoid speculative construction, so we're not building something and then having it sit there for a while. And then that also was reviewed and supported by city staff and recommended for approval. Next slide. The next few handful of slides are imagery meant to showcase and illustrate what we are proposing. They are the level of architectural quality and attention to scale that we're targeting, particularly along public-facing areas. The architecture emphasizes articulation and pedestrian scale to avoid out-of-character massing and ensure visual interest from public streets. Next slide. The clubhouse anchors the development, the community, and is also connects the internal pedestrian network and functions as a true community gathering space for residents. And it also mirrors or follows the architecture established by the apartment buildings. Next slide. In terms of the other aspects of the community, open space and amenities are intentionally distributed throughout the site rather than concentrated in leftover areas. We are showcasing what can happen there, what we have done in the past, and this is our vision for the shared outdoor amenities and other areas. In terms of the commercial area, this is a elevation render that's intended to serve both the residents and the community as a whole in a corridor appropriate format. As you can see, we do not skimp on the building materials or look and feel of our commercial buildings. We elevate it. Next slide. To bring all this together, again, I'm a visual learner. We have a short fly-through video that shows how the site actually functions. Kick it. So in summary, the project implements the comprehensive plan, provides needed housing and neighborhood retail, and is supported by city staff. Based on the staff recommendation and consistency with the comprehensive plan, we respectfully request your approval. Thank you for your time and consideration. We are happy to answer any questions and defer to staff when appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before we hear from the public, I'm gonna bring it back up here and see if there's any quick questions for the applicant to clarify anything. Not your last chance. All right,
Chair,
is there, yes,
just to respond to Commissioner Pumphrey's initial
Yes.
inquiry about item F on the condition. What that condition is stating is that the normal 20-foot front yard setback requirement for the residential portion of the development doesn't apply to those accessory structures that are in the front of the development.
okay. If nothing else at the moment up here, we'll take it to the public. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak in favor of this project? Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak in opposition to this project? Now's your chance. Come on up. You got 3 minutes. Name and address, please.
Hello, good evening, respected Planning Commission members. I am the nephew of Zahid Mohammed, the convenience store at 501 Northeast Napoleon Drive at Blue Spring. We are across the street from this proposed development. We're not necessarily opposed to this development, but we do have some concern about the tenant mix and activities. As a gas station with a convenience store, our livelihood depends on providing fuel, as well as the neighborhood store that supplies our neighbor needs that include beverages, coffees, including some quick serve food and groceries, as well as liquor. We are ready to able to provide some electric charging stations for electric vehicles. We therefore want to make sure that this development does not have any business that compete with us, like another gas station, a convenience store, a liquor store, a smoke shop, or a vape shop. We have enhanced the NOB by designing and building a really nice facility, as most people that visit us compliment us about our facilities, cleanliness, and service. We have also invested heavily in the public infrastructure, as we paid for the design and installation of the traffic signal that serve this intersection. This development will take advantage of that signal. We do request that this development share the cost of that infrastructure, as they will profit from our investment. We are happy to furnish our receipts for that purpose. Thank you so much for your consideration. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Your comments have been noted amongst us. It isn't really a question and answer session.
Okay.
It's just to hear from the public as to how they feel about it. So
Okay.
your comments have been noted.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else in the audience that would like to speak in opposition to the project? All right, seeing none, I will close the public comment section of the public hearing. Any final questions? Let's start with the applicant. Any final questions for the applicant up here?
The video was well done, thank you.
I have a question about one of the renderings that you had up there earlier, about midway through, had the whole facade of it looking mostly white. And it was different from the contrast that I see in this picture. And this is what, these are great colors in my opinion. I like to see these newer age colors in a new development like this. I just wanted to make sure that this is the color scheme you're gonna go with right here.
Yes, that is the proposed color scheme. I'm not sure what imagery, because there may have been like an earlier iteration that might have been in the packet. I'm not sure. Do you have a page number, Chairman?
No, it was in your your presentation.
Oh,
you
okay,
don't have access to, but that's okay.
I'll
You don't
take a
have to
look.
Reference it. as long
It
as
might
you-
have been, was it Blackwell as an example project,
I think
or?
it was this, but again, you don't have to find,
And it could be just a, you know,
it could have just.
bleeding
been
of the image
graphics
or,
washed
yeah,
out. I just wanted to
saturation.
confirm that this is the-
But this is the coloring scheme, yes, that we proposed.
And everything will be built at the same time, or how many different how much space in between the different phases? Will you go through that one more time?
Sure. Yeah, no, great question. We do get that quite frequently. As I indicated, we're going to start with the apartments, and there is a construction sequencing inside of that, but overall, it's one major phase of development. So we will build 2 buildings near the clubhouse and the clubhouse at the same time, so we can kickstart that, welcome residents as we finish off the remaining buildings, and it's all kind of sequential and stair-stepped. In terms of the retail, our intent, because we do want to attract those high-quality users, I'm really hoping to be super excited for you guys, and I was hoping to announce some things tonight, but just not quite there yet. But we do plan to market the retail pads, let the market drive the demand, and then we will come back, phase in each retail lot depending on how it all works out with the final development plan. What you're seeing tonight is a conceptual. So on that lot 2, that is a smaller lot, and so with it is a much smaller profile. Think, 7 brew, coffee type of user. You don't typically need a ton of I heard a question about parking. You typically don't need a ton of parking because I have a couple of college-age girls, and 7 Brew Coffee they're away from home, and so it's always drive-through. I would guess probably 90% of their business is drive-through. But we are being respectful, coordinating with staff on what is appropriate number. But then the remaining lots, we are showing our multi-tenant building. We're not going to very likely build 4 multi-tenant buildings in a row. Rather, we'd rather have a very exciting large entertainment and destination user, and then we would maybe build a multi-tenant commercial on lot 4 or 5. That is kind of the main intent at this point. But that is what our vision is at this point.
Somewhere in the middle there, did you say 5-year plan? Or-
I did not, and there's no
Okay,
years.
okay.
So to answer your question on the apartments, unfortunately, it's now taking about 18 to 24 months. When it used to be 12 to 18 months, so it's now an 18 to 24 more prolonged construction process. It's just what we're dealing with these days, especially if you were doing it the right way. You want to do it the proper way and the right way, it's going to take 18 to 24 months. And then retail, our multi-tenants take about 9 months, give or take.
And you're targeting fall of 26 for breaking ground and whatnot.
Ideally,
Yep.
yes, as soon as we can, yes.
But retail, you're also thinking restaurants.
Definitely. We feel that Blue Springs could stand to accept additional restaurants, and so as I indicated before, if you drive around the metro, which I encourage you to do, or visit places, especially streets of West Pryor, you will notice something, and you will notice there's a large amount of denser rooftops nearby within walking distance. It's a direct demand driver for the users. They locate for a reason. I always say retail follows rooftops, not the other way around, ever. Very rarely.
Well, I think most of us in this room would agree we could enjoy some more dining options in Blue Springs, so we hope.
We'd
that's
love
part of
to
it.
supply that, yes.
Anything else from the applicant?
I think it was 288 units, you said,
252,
252.
yes. We,
Has there been any thoughts about the impact that's gonna have on James Walker South? I think it would be Moreland Ridge, would be the middle school. All 3 of
Great.
them already overcrowded.
Great question. So as you'll see Blackwell and other projects, with our luxury product, we tend to focus what I call the bookends of demographics, which are the largest spikes of the current population mix, which are the young millennials. So we call them sinks and dinks. Anyone heard of sinks and dinks? Dinks are the gold mine of the restaurants you're trying to attract. So dual income, no kids. Single income, no kids. I can attest, I have 3 kids. The third one just graduated high school, so we got 3 in college. So I have no money to spend on restaurants, but sinks and dinks certainly do. So with our unit mix, we are heavy studio, 1 bedroom. And also, the other bookend are downsizing age individuals like ourselves, actually. We just downsized in our house. So that is our bookends. As such, we have a very low rate of school-age children that are generated from
So
our
there's gonna be
developments.
no two-bedroom,
There's gonna be some, 2 and 3, but it's 15% approximately of our unit mix. So very, very minimal. We've done some studies with our previous properties. We talked to some other developers. It ranges from 6 probably to 7 students per 100 units. So you're talking about probably 12 K through 12 students that would come from this approximately, maybe less. So impact is minimal.
So 80% or 85% one bedrooms.
Yeah, I think it's more like an 80-20. If you look at a studio, 1 bedroom, we have a 1 bedroom plus den. So with this new work from home kind of situation we're in or have been, the 1 bedroom plus den seems to be very, very popular for those work from homes.
All right. Anything else for the applicant? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything else for staff before I close the public hearing? Okay, I will close the public hearing. All right, it's a big development. It's a big project, big decision. The time is here. I would ask for a motion. Let's start with the rezoning portion.
Chair,
Yes.
I would move to approve rezoning for Iconic Blue Springs RZ 02269822.
All right, I have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
Second? All right, roll call, please, Tracy.
Commissioner Pumphrey,
Aye.
Commissioner Stokenberry,
Aye.
Commissioner Irie, Commissioner Graham,
Aye.
Commissioner Howell,
Aye.
Chairperson Henning.
Aye.
All ayes. Oh my gosh,
no.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
Go
6
ahead.
ayes and 1 no.
Okay. All right. This item will be recommended and heard by the city council at their meeting Monday, June 1st of this year at 6 p.m. in this room. And now I would move on and ask for a motion for the plan development concept plan portion of this project.
Chair,
Yes.
I would move to approve the Plan Development Concept Plan PDC 2269823.
I have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
And a second. Another roll call, please, Tracy.
Yes. Commissioner Stokenberry,
Aye.
Commissioner Irie, Commissioner Graham,
Aye.
Commissioner Howell,
Aye.
Commissioner Ingersoll,
No.
Commissioner Pumphrey,
Aye.
Chairperson Henning.
Aye. All right, that passes, and this item will be recommended and heard by the city council at their next meeting on June 1st at 6 p.m. in this room. moving
Also,
on.
the preliminary plat that goes with this.
Number 9.
That was the plan development concept plan?
No.
The preliminary plat.
The preliminary plat.
Yes, that's next.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming up right next, yep. And now moving on, I'll ask for motion for the preliminary plat portion of this project.
Chair,
Yes.
I move to approve the preliminary plat for Iconic Blue Springs PP 02269824 east of Adamsbury Parkway.
Okay, a motion and a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, that carried as well. Moving on, I will now open the public hearing for agenda items number 6 and 7. General Development Plan, GDP 03269850 and Conditional Use Permit, CUP 03269851 for Windwater and Flex Use with item number 9 on the preliminary plat, item number 10, presented in concurrence. I will ask for exhibits.
Chair, we have 7 exhibits to enter into the record. First is the staff report with attachments. Second, the affidavit of publication in the Examiner on May 9th, 2026. Third is the 185-foot notification map. Fourth, property owners within 185 of site. Fifth, copy of letter sent to said property owners. 6, Title 4 Land Use Section, Blue Springs Code of Ordinance. And 7, 2014 Comprehensive Plan.
All right, public hearing is now open, and I will defer to city staff, Ms. Fry, for her presentation.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. Before you this evening is a request for approval of a conditional use permit, a general development plan, and a preliminary plat for the property located at 2601 Northwest Jefferson Street, which is currently zone RC for regional commercial. The applicant is proposing approximately 28,500 square feet of building area on a 5-acre site. The development will include, The development will include 10,320 square foot facility for Windwater Blue Springs, which will contain office space and associated outdoor storage for utility materials located to the rear of the building. The outdoor storage area will be screened from public view with a 6-foot solid privacy fence and additional landscaping buffers. The second building consists of approximately 18,180 square feet of flex commercial space that will be intended to accommodate a mixed use of permitted within the RC zoning district that would include the residential storage use subject to the approval of the conditional use permit. Overall, staff finds the development represents a low-intensity commercial use that is compatible with the surrounding areas. In regard to the conditional use permit request, staff finds the proposed use is consistent with the intent of a regional commercial zoning district and is compatible with the surrounding and adjacent properties. The proposed development is required to comply with all applicable provisions of the development code. As part of staff's review, one additional site-specific condition is recommended to ensure continued compliance with the intent of the code. The condition clarifies that the parking spaces shall not be used for outdoor storage of equipment, boats, trailers, household goods, or other personal property. Trailers may only occupy parking spaces when associated with a business on the property and actively being used for loading and unloading activities. Staff does not anticipate the proposed residential storage use to create significant adverse impacts related to traffic, noise, or operations, and finds that the scale, the site layout, and the building design to be generally compatible with the character of the surrounding area. Staff also finds the request is consistent with the long-range planning goals for this corridor and will not negatively impact the future development or use of the surrounding areas. Regarding the general development plan and preliminary plat, the site is proposed with 2 access points, including a primary access from Northwest Jefferson Street and a secondary access onto Northwest Saunders Road. The secondary access is intended to improve internal circulation and to allow truck traffic to efficiently exit the site back towards Northwest Jefferson Street. The development also includes sidewalk improvements along Northwest Jefferson Street, connecting the existing sidewalks located on either side of the property. Sidewalk improvements are not required along Northwest Saunders Road due to the lack of a continuous pedestrian connection in that area. However, the applicant is proposing half-street improvements along the site frontage on Northwest Saunders Road, along with additional landscaping and screening enhancements. To minimize the impacts to the adjacent single-family properties to the north, the applicant is proposing a 6-foot solid privacy fence consisting of masonry, wood, composite, or vinyl materials, in addition to a 25-foot landscape buffer along the rear property line to further screen the development in outdoor storage areas. A preliminary stormwater management plan has been submitted, which includes detention basins and best management practices to address runoff and water quality requirements. A final stormwater management plan will be reviewed during the engineering approval process. Lastly, the development is proposed as a single-phase project, and based on the analysis provided in the staff report, staff recommends approval of the conditional use permit, the general development plan, and preliminary plat, subject to the conditions listed at the end of the staff report. And here is the overall color rendering of an aerial of the proposed site. And here is a elevation of the storage use. Here is the wind water side. And That would be that. So the picture to the bottom left is Flex Spaces, which is currently developed. That's their rendering. And then the perspective on the right side is the wind water entry to compare for visual effects. And I would be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for staff?
Were there any letters of opposition on this from residents?
The letter of opposition we received, they're here to speak.
Okay. And we're going to make sure I got this right. We got the wind water building on the bottom right, and then we're gonna add more storage lockers on the left, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Your picture on the bottom left says Flex Spaces. That's different from the Flex Spaces down on the corner that's new, right?
No, it's the same one.
I'm talking about the different development across from the gas stations, the Flex Spaces.
Yes, that's Flex Spaces.
Okay.
That's their storage area of what those buildings look like rendering as of right
But
now.
it's two different projects. They're not associated in any way. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, okay. I will look forward to hearing from the applicant. I'm struggling with the architectural, the colors of this frontage. If you go back down, just, yeah, either way.
Do you want me to go back to the other?
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
I struggling with that being on the frontage, but we can hear from the applicant and then go for there. Any questions for staff before we hear from the applicant? Okay, is the applicant here who would like to speak on behalf of the project?
Yes.
Good evening. My name is William Buck. I live at 6040 Woodside Avenue, Kansas City, Missouri, 64133. And I work for Powell Engineering Architectural Firm. And I'm pretty happy with what we've got, and to provide a new home for Windwater. They're a company here in the city, and they like to stay here. And I just want to clarify one thing. Those aren't storage units. Those are flex-use spaces. They have bathrooms, facilities in them, and offices. So it's not something just to store your stuff in. It's for small businesses that have service trucks or something like that. We kind of see it as an incubator for small starting companies that need this kind of facility. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at, and I'd be glad to answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions for the applicant before we hear from the public?
Yeah. This is on, yeah.
Mhm.
So you're gonna be bringing truck traffic off of Saunders. How many trucks a day? How many trips? How often is that used?
Okay, not from Saunders, from Jefferson to pull in. They're just for the wind water. They have large pipes and stuff that they have dropped off. That's more of an exit. And right now we're in the process of doing our traffic impact study for MoDOT. And so I don't think they have too many trucks, more of like a couple of, maybe one a day or something. The owner is here. He could probably answer that better than I could. But we don't see it as a huge truck or tractor trailer generator or anything like that. The area is large for the amount of storage space that he needs for his items that he's selling.
Thank you.
Any other questions before we hear from the public?
I would ask the outdoor storage, what is stored outdoor?
My understanding is it's fire hydrants, gate valves, large large piping supplies for commercial, municipal, and the development types. It's not a plumbing store or anything like that where you're gonna, get in. Yeah, it's larger stuff that you just have to keep outside.
Just having a hard time with driving down I-70 and seeing yet another not attractive business to attract somebody to Blue Springs.
Okay.
That's my personal comment there. I don't like the flex. I like the Windwater building. I thought that was great.
And I just have one more. The other flex space that is built is, the building itself is perpendicular to the road that most traffic is on. Is that correct?
I believe that's correct. If we're talking about the one on Duncan Road,
I believe so, yeah.
is that,
So all of the frontage of the building is not facing the road. The frontage.
that's correct, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak in favor of this project? Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak in opposition to this project? You got 3 minutes. Come on up. Name and address, please, sir. Go ahead and just wait because we need you on the microphone for recording purposes.
And I'm not counting the minutes right now until he's.
Okay, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you.
And it will start when you're done giving us your name and address.
Larry Anderson, 2613 Northwest Stonecrest Court. I live right 100 yards north of this location. I've been here about 41 years, in the same place, same subdivision, and for the most part, we've been happy with what Blue Springs has done along this north corridor near this area. However, this doesn't seem to fit. Item number 1 on my list, Windwater has 3 other locations in the Kansas City area. None of them are located adjacent to a homeowner. And there's 5 homeowners here that are gonna be right next to it. So I got a question in there. I guess I would just like you guys to carefully consider why this is happening here on top of the homeowners. I'm gonna jump to number 3 because my time is limited. Windwater wants, they want a waiver. They want to screen gravel and asphalt. I'm assuming that's going to make dust and noise. And you guys have these rules in place. I don't know why you would allow a waiver to create more noise and more dirt. Number 4, I-70 is well elevated above Jefferson Street, and a 6 foot whatever is not going to block the view of what all is going to be on display at the Windwater location. My last page is what it looks like from the street at the current Windwater location in Blue Springs. We don't think we want that. It doesn't fit in with what's on the second to the last page. The other businesses that are up and down Jefferson, they look nice compared to what the Windwater looks like. I don't know if you have been by there, but that's what it looks like. Jefferson Street, let's jump to number 6. I'm gonna run out of time. I've personally measured the width of the streets here in this area. Stonecrest, our subdivision streets are 28 foot wide. Jefferson Street is 34 feet wide. Saunders is 17 to 18 feet wide. There's no lane markings, no striping. And you'll see on my second page what it looks like when a school bus comes down Jefferson Street. There's no room for trucks to be going up and down Jefferson. And our Stonecrest subdivision is just off to the right. There's a few other things on my list. I just wish you guys take your time, read a few things there.
We certainly will. Your time's up. Do you want another 15, 20, 30 seconds to finish up? Or have you said you?
No, appreciate the opportunity. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much. Anybody else here that would, in the audience, that would like to speak in opposition to this project? Name and address, sir.
Tim Dew at 2612 Northwest Stonecrest, and I'm right by Larry. I'm going to bring up his point too that he didn't get to address,
Great.
since he covered everything else pretty much that I would have said. Suggesting the traffic patterns will be the same as other businesses in the area. Problem is, Saunders, I'm actually in the picture. One of those pictures is my vehicle, and crossing with a school bus is nearly impossible. One of you, and usually it's both of you, are pulling over to let the other one go. And it is a real problem. And I love it because it feels tucked in and hidden away from everything else. Part of the allure of the neighborhood is it's almost like a hidden street. Love that it's narrow. It doesn't bother me at all. And I don't think anybody that lives there is bothered by it. But big trucks coming out on that will be a big problem for all of us there, every one of us. And definitely, I've driven down Jefferson a number of times too, and most of the businesses there, there's an appeal. Geyer Fence, beautiful, beautiful place. They've done a great job. And this doesn't seem very appealing. And definitely a gravel lot is a problem. If they're gonna change that, they would need to change that, in my opinion, right away immediately, because gravel's gonna come back on everybody in that, right behind that, right north of it. So I think that's about all I had.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the audience that would like to speak in opposition to? All right.
Hello,
Name and address. please.
Robert Carnes. I've lived in Stonecrest for 22 years. What they're doing is in my backyard. So we used to look at our backyard and it was all wooded area, beautiful. Homes values have went way up. Now they tore all the trees down. We're gonna see these big pipes in our backyard, which is gonna make our house value fall big time. I am totally against this. I think you need to reconsider this. It's gonna be a big eyesore for Blue Springs. That's all I have to say. I'm just sick about it. My wife and I were in tears seeing them tear all those trees out. They're gonna put, it's just gonna be terrible. So I wish you'd reconsider or consider not approving this.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. You've been heard. Anybody else that would like to speak in opposition to? All right. Seeing none, I will close the public comment section of this public hearing. Anything else for staff?
Chair, if I may ask
Yep.
staff, could you, I'm trying to get it in the packet, but I can't. Could we see the frontage view of the concept of what that looks like? In the packet?
Yes, and then also for clarification while I'm looking for this, there's not a gravel site on this, it's all concrete.
That's perfect. Thank you. I
Mhm.
couldn't find it.
You're good.
Does that come with a question?
No, I just wanted
Okay.
to take a look at it. I apologize.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, you're good.
I thought I remembered him talking, somebody said something about Saunders and not using Saunders, you're gonna be using Jefferson. Did I hear you say that? Well, do you wanna just come
In order to use Saunders, they'd have to come off Duncan Road.
here?
Let's go with that.
So they would use Jefferson north out of road technically.
Yeah, they're only gonna use.
Saunders would only be used as a truck exit. We understand it's narrow, that's why we're proposing improvements, half-street improvements to Saunders. So,
Define half-street improvement.
pardon?
Define half-street improvement.
Well, it's what's required, that be widening, pavement widening on one side and curb and gutter.
On one side, on their side,
So
their property side.
we understand that, and we're doing what we can along our frontage to address that. That's been pointed out, it'll be concrete paved, there won't be any gravel.
The tree line in the back there, I assume that's where one of the gentlemen who spoke, his property is probably behind that. So there's a tree line trying to.
Yes, you can see along there's, we're required to provide the buffers.
Yes.
According to your code.
Yep.
And we fully meet that. When we get all our plant units and everything there, it'll be pretty dense. And then type of that, a type 3 fence according to the code. So it'll be well screened in accordance with your requirements.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna close the public hearing and bring it back up here for additional comments. I have some. I have struggled with this project since it first hit my email, and I'm still struggling with this project. I don't expect any project to match other projects nearby, but it's hard for me to grasp this project in any kind of big way just because of the aesthetics nearby. The Geyer Fence place was mentioned. Flex Spaces, which down in the corner, what they did with their black smoked glass and textured wood walls, exterior walls is just, I don't expect future applicants to match that, but that seems to have set a really high bar. And we as a commission and council, we get one shot at a project like this that is going to be seen by many people up and down Jefferson and on the interstate. I thought about adding conditions that would jazz it up a little bit. I don't see how that can be accomplished in this setting in the short amount of time that we have. I'm the chairman, I'm not allowed to make motions. In a perfect world, in my opinion, I would like to see this agenda item tabled and send it back to the applicant for reconsideration. That's where I stand on this, and I welcome any of my fellow commissioners' comments and thoughts and opinions.
What I hear you saying is that you don't like the design of the building, the colors and the design.
There's other things too, but the building is the main one of them.
Okay.
The building on the left.
On the
To me, it just looks, if you could scroll a little bit to down or up, or if you really show the front. Yes.
Do you want the wind
No.
water one? Or do you want the,
Yes, that one right there. That is what we're gonna be seeing. And I see white and gray, and it does look like storage units. I think we can do better. I think they can do better. And I think that, that our bar is higher than this project, and I would respectfully ask that staff work with applicant if it gets continued to improve this project in the way it appears and presents.
Chair, I would agree with your comments. I'm not sure the protocol for making
The protocol is either add a bunch of conditions now and try to figure out how we set them. It's more of a long-term discussion type thing that it's not really a setting here. Or somebody make a motion to table it and send it back, and it could come back to the meeting in June 22nd.
Am I able to say anything, just to clarify your concern?
We closed the public hearing. Are we?
he's the applicant.
Okay.
That is just a black and white.
Bart, go ahead and
If you're
come
gonna
up to
speak,
the
come
mic.
on up. Yep, need to be.
I just want to help clarify some of your concerns a little bit. What you're looking at here, this is actually a black and white rendering. If you would scroll down a little bit further, there's actually a color rendering of both buildings that you can see. Right there to the left.
So this one I took as, it was a comparison to Flex Spaces. 'Cause
Yes, and it's very similar to that. We haven't actually finalized the colors at all yet, so that's still up in the air. We are on a time crunch to get this new building put in for Windwater. They have a lease that's up in May, I believe, of next year. So we are fast tracking, trying to get this building built for them. So we do not have all the finalized renderings yet, and we do plan on actually working on that some more as far as color choices and things like that. So what the other picture you're looking at, that was just a black and white picture. I just want to make sure that was clarified.
So you understand the concerns.
Oh, and we totally want it to look nice too, so.
Well, if staff wants to, but I fully respect your condition, your time constraints. But what we're tasked to do up here is to approve or not approve or table a project based upon what's presented before us.
Right.
And what's what's presented before us, in my opinion, is lackluster, but we're eager as a commission and city to work with you. So I can't approve it, and instead of denying it, I'm urging, you know, my fellow commissioners to.
Sure, I just wanted to clarify that was the black and white, and there will be colors.
Because if it's a denial, then I think the process is longer to come back. So,
Sure.
that's, yeah, appreciate that though.
Yeah, I just want to make sure everybody's clear.
So Chair,
Yes.
my concern with it is Saunders and that we're doing half road improvements, but we're bringing trucks left. And so we have pavement that, you know, is existing asphalt.
My concern is, that's one of my concerns as well. I just didn't bring them all up, instead I kind of wrap mine up with suggesting to continue. But I acknowledge your concerns as well. Any other discussion up here?
No, sir.
I'm gonna try this, so please bear with me. Could I move that we ask staff to work with the applicant for a finalization of the rendering of what the color design and the design of the properties would look like, and come back as soon as possible with the consideration of the time constraint. And I think that was a run-on long condition, so I apologize for that.
Then again, that would, and please confirm this, that would leave the approval of the renderings up to staff instead of here in the council.
By tabling it and bringing it back, it would be brought to you
Correct.
forward, presentation all over again. And you
But if
would-
we put the condition of renderings with your approval, then it doesn't come back before us, correct?
Correct.
Is that where the angle you were?
I would like to have it come back in front of us so we can
Okay.
approve.
Then that means, somebody would need to table it.
Okay.
Or yes, until the June 22nd meeting.
Chair, I have one question for
Yes.
Chantel. The picture of the flex spaces, is that the existing one down the road or is that a rendering?
So I'm confused. Is the flex spaces you're showing flex spaces down the road?
They're similar, very similar.
Okay.
But that one there is still a rendering?
That's your, because that's what's confusing, is flex spaces is a business, and so by throwing flex spaces on top, instead of saying flex use spaces, that could, so, no, that's theirs.
Okay, thank you.
I was under the assumption, I confused, so.
No, that's
No,
not.
that's theirs
Wind water.
under a
property.
rendering like.
So
the
you
one-
were right, Chair.
Okay.
That was, yeah, that's theirs, not the flex spaces down the
Correct.
street.
I thought it was, and you said something that confused me. I'm like, is that or is that not? Okay, thank you.
So I'll try again. So, unless there's further discussion, I apologize.
Any other discussion?
No, I just wanted clarification
Okay.
on that.
So the motion is simply to table the project for now.
Well, it's whatever you choose.
Yeah, so if I could clarify, could we table the discussion for this meeting, go back, or, sorry, and then come back to it in front of this body for a review of what has come?
So your motion is to table the whole project until the next meeting?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So can I ask if the applicant can turn around renderings that quick to the June 22nd?
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, that would be to table it to the June
The June
22nd.
22nd meeting.
Mhm.
Is that a motion?
Yes, please.
Can I ask a question before, oh, you made that?
Yes, we can have discussion before second.
Do we want to table this because of paint? Or do we want to table this because of structure design? Because if it's paint, I think we're wasting time. If it's structure design, then yes, there's a discussion to have. Because my concern is not the paint job. My concern is more garage doors you could see from the side of I-70. Like, so,
And therein lies again, this is not the time and place to place all those conditions and the discussions that would follow about what we would want. Do you see where I'm going?
nope, I see where you're going. I just want
So,
to make sure we're not wasting the applicant's time by making him think that he goes back, throws a paint job on a picture, and we're gonna be happy with it.
well, whatever they do is their discretion, but they've heard us, and the Saunders is a concern. There's others as well, from what I've heard. So, all right. Any other questions or discussions about the motion before we go to second? If there's a second, would anybody like to second?
Well, maybe another comment, question. If our concern or your concern is with the flex space portion of it, would they want to split that off so they could get the wind water part going if the other commissioners don't have a problem with that since they're on a time crunch for it?
That's a staff question. How complex would that make it? No, we can't do that. It's all or none.
Okay.
So.
I was just trying to throw out a
and
resolution
again,
to
I'd
it.
rather kick it to the next month instead of denying.
Okay.
So that's where. All right, your motion is still on the table.
I'll
And-
second the motion.
In a second. Tracy, get a roll call, please.
Yes.
Hang on here. Did I close the public hearing?
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
All right. Commissioner Irie? Commissioner Graham?
Aye.
Commissioner Howe?
Aye.
Commissioner Ingersoll?
Aye.
Commissioner Pumphrey?
Aye.
Commissioner Stokenberry?
Aye.
Chairperson Henning?
Aye.
All ayes.
That was for the general development portion plan. We'll also need motion for the conditional use permit.
Same motion to continue to the June 22nd meeting.
Second it.
A motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Graham?
Aye.
Commissioner Howe?
Aye.
Commissioner Ingersoll?
Aye.
Commissioner Pumphrey?
Aye.
Commissioner Stokenberry?
Aye.
Commissioner Irie? Aye. And Chairperson Henning?
Aye.
All ayes.
And one more on the preliminary plat portion of this project.
Chair, if I could.
Yes.
Also wish to continue that to the June 22nd meeting. Well, that's it, sir.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Those items have been continued until the June 22nd meeting. Next up was Universal Beauty Supply, and that project has been withdrawn from the applicant, so we will move on from that. And the next item on the agenda is item number 11, preliminary plat for Sullivan Ranch. Presentation, please, staff.
So it's not much of a presentation, but Sullivan Ranch is. Ma'am, we're having a. Sorry about that. So before you is the preliminary plat for Sullivan Ranch. It is here to get your guys' approval. It was heard at City Council and they approved the development. And so with the Planning Commission having the authority of approving the preliminary plat, it is here for you guys to approve it.
All right, thank you. That was one of the shortest presentations I think I've heard as a chairman in my 2 years, which we'll get to later. I'm assuming there's no questions for the applicant. Do you have any questions for the applicant?
The applicant is not here.
Applicant is not here, so.
They're not required to be here for
Good
this
luck with
portion,
those
so.
questions. I would ask for a motion for the preliminary plat.
Chair.
Yes.
I request to approve preliminary plat PP 0226-24 for Sullivan Ranch 2.
I have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
One opposed. That motion. You still have to vote though.
Can I abstain?
Yes, you can abstain. Let it be known that Commissioner Irie abstained.
Somebody's not.
Got that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again.
All right, moving on. It's time, chair and vice chair. My 2 years is up as chairman. It's been a pleasure to serve. I've enjoyed it. I'll never forget how nervous I was when Commissioner Cradoff nominated me 2 years ago for this job. And I thought, what are you doing? But it was a role I stepped into pretty quickly, and it's been fun, and it's been a learning process, and it's been a joy working with staff as well. And having said that, I will now ask for nominations. We're going to nominate our next Planning Commissioner Chairman and our next Planning Commissioner Vice Chairman. And I will start and open the floor for nominations for our next chairman.
I would like to nominate Mr. Howe.
I would also like to nominate Mr. Howard.
I would second and third that.
Okay, well. We have, any other nominations from the floor? We have 3 for Mr. Howe.
Ever feel like you're drowning?
Unless I did not hear a 4th. I would ask for a motion. We just had 3 motions, and how about a second?
Second.
I'm not seconding.
And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, you have a new job.
And tremendous job as chair, by the way. For
Thank you very much.
Very nice job.
It has been fun. And, comments?
I thought that was going, I thought we were thinking something else when we first started.
Okay, do you care to elaborate?
Would you like
or
to be
just-
chair?
You keep that to yourself, you want?
No.
You can
Oh,
throw
okay.
that name out for vice chair.
No.
And vice chair, we'll now open up the nominations for vice chair. You wanna get me back?
Yes. I would nominate Mr. Chris Henning for vice chair.
I would like to second that.
Any other nominations? Seeing none, hearing none. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, well, do I have to sit next to you from here on out
I'm
still?
sorry for that,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you
Lord.
just switch spots.
Okay.
They're
All right. So we have our new chairman, Mr. Howe. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good luck with that pay increase.
Thank you.
Because it's none, just like
What's I was
before.
gonna say? You didn't say there
Can
was
I add
pay.
a third police officer?
Hopefully we won't need that
Yes.
for antics. All right, any other business up here, down there, out there? Staff? All right. Well, if that's the case, then I would ask for my final motion as chairman. And again, it's been a pleasure to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much and good night. Thank you for watching.